And we are live. Hello, everybody who's not here yet. We have Bill. How do you say your last name? Rapu?
Raupp.
Raupp?
Raupp.
Okay, Bill Raupp. Raupp from Grok Comics has a right now on Kickstarter Tribulation Force. It is superheroes in the tribulation. Would that be a? That's what I've been telling everybody.
Superheroes before the tribulation.
Oh, it's before the tribulation.
Right. They're actually preventing the Antichrist from ascending before his appointed time.
Ah, cool. Oh, that definitely sounds cool. It's not exactly what I thought it was, although I've thought of the superhero thing during the tribulation myself. So we got 2 viewers at the moment. So how did you come up with your idea? What gave you the inspiration?
What actually started out is I wanted to do a pitch for Rob Liefeld was looking for pitches for his Extreme line of books. So I had this idea of having Prophet, Prophet, his main character, at one point got his head cut off. And the idea was to have him come back and then start to really be serious about being a Christian and realizing that the universe is filled with all these pagan superheroes. So the superheroes, some of them would actually become the villains because they were pagans, and then the Christian superheroes would be on another side. Well, of course, that didn't work out. So I said, screw it. I'm going to make my own characters. And I kind of took the story that way. But instead of, we have the Apostle John, who's never died. There's a verse in Matthew where Jesus is walking with him and the other disciples are behind him and they're jealous. And Jesus says, well, what if I want that, if John should live until I come again, what is it to you? So from that line,
I know that verse you're talking about. It's actually, he's talking to Peter at the time.
Is it Peter?
If I remember.
He's walking with John and saying to Peter, what if I want John to never, to be alive until I come again?
Yeah.
So from there, we sprung off the idea that John the Apostle has never died. He's being held by the Catholic Church.
Huh, cool. So, I guess. And you are the writer on this book?
I am the writer.
As I asked you off air?
We use a variety of artists. We have Rully Akbar, and I believe he's from the Philippines, doing the main art. And then there's 2 other stories. And we have Armando Abaleda, who did some work for Top Cow, and Luis Rivera, who's done a bunch of indie books, who's doing a story.
Cool. And how big is this book?
It's a 24-page book.
24-page.
And it has 3 stories in it.
Okay. And is it going to be ongoing, or are you what are you planning with it beyond this book?
It is an ongoing series. So the next issue will actually be a compendium that has single-page stories introducing the characters and like profile pages. And then we'll go to Tribulation Force #1 after that. Okay.
What I would suggest for that is maybe offer that as some sort of tier on the next one.
Well, yeah,
higher tier,
right?
As an ash can or whatever. Like I said, there's a lot on Indiegogo, and I'm going to be doing an Indiegogo sometime in the future again myself. Well, not again. I haven't done Indiegogo. As I said off air, I've done Kickstarter. So you got to, about the tiers and all that.
Right.
It's just basically saying it's just trying to promote it in any way possible.
And it's looking like Indiegogo seems to be taking off more for independent comic books lately. There's been some really big ones on there lately.
Yeah, ever since Ethan, just before Ethan, there was a guy called Richard C. Meyer who did one called Jawbreakers.
Right.
And that got over $100,000, like almost $200,000 or $300,000, I think.
Yeah,
and
pretty
I'm
amazing.
I'm not sure whether you know who Ethan Van Sciver is.
Of course.
He did one, and he's gotten over $600,000.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Cyberfrog.
Yeah, Cyberfrog. And he got over 500 with the first one, and then he did a second one for an alternate cover. It has yet to come out. He does a lot of stuff on it. He's got a YouTube, and you can watch him do drawing it, and all that
Oh,
in
that's
time
kind of
lapse.
cool. Right.
And Mike S. Miller's got one. I'm not sure whether you know who he is.
Oh, of course. Yeah, and Chuck Dixon did one too. That I
Yeah,
think did
but
relatively well.
yeah, and they're all these. It's just taking off,
Well, they proved that
It's
there really is a market for conservative creators. They've been so shut out of
yeah,
the industry since that's turned so ultra liberal and kind of God hating. So they've really
yeah,
proved that there is still a market for conservatives.
true, very true. Yeah, it's formed. I'm not sure whether you've heard the term Comics Gate.
Right.
It's really formed that movement, which Ethan and Mike and a whole bunch of others. I consider myself a part of it myself.
And they've been so demonized by, kind of mainstream, as being
yeah,
that they're racist or they don't like diversity or, whatever nonsense people come up with.
yeah, and it's so far from the truth that it's not funny that they're
Exactly.
not any of those things. So I'm gonna quickly go over your Kickstarter here.
All right.
That way people can actually see the product and see some pages and all that,
Awesome.
And we got a guy named Snakebit in the chat. He's been here quite a few times before in my chat. He says, "Yep, racist, sexist, etc." Joking, of course. I played the video, but sound doesn't usually work too well from a video over this stuff. You've got your featured one. I'm going to start. I'll come back to the featured because it's $40. We've got your $5 one. It's a digital warrior pack. You get the PDF copy of Tribulation Zero. We'll throw in a cool desktop wallpaper and all that for $5 and give you a shout out on our bird. Yeah, definitely a good deal for $5.
Right, and a lot of people like that because they can read it on the go. They don't have to make more space in their comic boxes. Seems to be the way we're going lately is digital.
Yeah, for sure. And next up is your $10. You get a print of the Tribulation Force Zero. This is a standard release cover. Plus, since we're nice guys, we'll throw in a PDF copy and digital wallpaper. And a Kickstarter exclusive trading card.
Woo!
So in other words, unless you get it through this, you ain't getting that trading card. It's only available. And this is your standard cover I see right here. And this is a variant, which we'll probably get to in a second.
We will.
And that's a good that's very good for $10. Oh, do you know what your shipping costs are?
I believe it's $5 for the United States. And it's a little more for international.
Yeah, do you have any idea what it is for
I don't remember offhand what the international one was.
Hey Melter, I got one of my guys is usually on my panel in the chat. PS Melter. Yeah, I'm in Canada, so.
Oh, that's right. So it's a little different.
Yeah. So these are questions I ask for people who want to know, or I think they want to know. We got the $15 pledge. And this is all U.S. money, of course. The Tribulation Force Command tier. You get the Tribulation Force #0 variant cover art by DC Comics artist Alan Goldman.
Right, he did he did something for DC. I believe it was the Countdown miniseries, the weekly series he did art for, among some other things.
The 52 Countdown or Countdown 52? Cool.
Or one of those.
Yeah. We got Model 316 in the chat. He's a good guy. He does a lot. He does some digital modeling. If you ever have the money and you want to get some stuff made for digital, like figurines of your characters, he's probably a good guy to go to.
Okay.
let's see. Anyways, you get the variant cover by artist Alan Goldman. You want this. Since we're such awesome guys, you get three exclusive Tribulation Force prints. Prints a PDF copy of the number 0, and a shout out on our thanks page. P.S. Meltzer saying, "Cool, a pro worked on this." Yeah, at least for the variant cover, anyways.
Yeah,
And we're seeing some of the pages here on the side. And now up next is a $25 tier. The variant pack. For this tier, you get a standard version, variant cover, and PDF version. The variant cover and the PDF version. So you get the standard, the variant, and the PDF version, right?
Right.
Okay, so cool. Plus, just for the heck of it, we'll throw in 3 exclusives because people like when you put that word in front of things. Trading cards. Oh, yeah, and a shout out on our thanks page. And then the 45. 45 for all chromed out. Okay, now we get into the limited stuff. This package gets you the ultra limited chrome cover of issue 0. Not only is it extremely shiny and cool, it is limited to 25 copies. That's it. But this is
my favorite one because it looks absolutely stunning. I was so impressed with how this came out.
Yeah, and you can see it over here on the side, right there, people. And limited to 25 copies. But wait, there's more. We'll even add in a Chrome trading card, PDF copy, print, and a shout out on our thanks page. How can you not get this package?
This is my favorite package.
Okay, I see one problem here.
Oh, what is that?
In your description, you say 25,
right,
but it says limited here, 15 left of 20.
Yeah, there was a couple other packages that we offered with no shipping, with free shipping and stuff. So
yeah, so I just meant because it says 20 limited to 25 copies for this. I guess it's this tier, but writing here it's saying only of 20. So
right, the other 5 are in a different. We're in a different tier. You offered.
Okay, I'm just saying. I guess I'm saying you might want to have made for that tier. There's only 20 copies.
Well, there's 25 available in total.
Yeah.
There's only going to be 25 printed. 20 were in that, and 5 of them we put in a special sale one. So
I get that. I get that. It's just that some people might think it's supposed to be 25 in that tier alone.
Well, they'll be very wrong.
Yeah. Well, and plus you're only allowed to get 20 of that copy, so
right.
You just might get some questions, later.
And
we get to the 20.
I'm always open for questions if anyone wants to send a message. More than happy to answer.
And I do have your Twitter in the description as well as a link to this Tribulation Force. And you're not on YouTube, so I can't really put that there. And this, I guess, is where the other 5 are in.
Yes. People had asked me to add this tier. It wasn't something I thought anyone would want, but apparently I was wrong because I had a bunch of people asking if they could just get everything. So
yeah, there's a lot of people that want everything if they can.
Right.
The all-in bundle, $75, not for the faint of heart, by fan demand. The everything bundle. For this, you get the standard cover, the variant cover, chromium cover, and the PDF version. In addition, you'll get the exclusive trading card, chromium card, print set, and a trading card only available in this bundle. And you also get a 12 by 20 prismatic poster. And there's only 2 left for that. Although Oh, yeah, three left. Sorry. So that's cool.
Yeah, I was surprised anyone would want that, but hey, that's awesome.
Yeah. People, you give the right price, more than enough people are willing to get stuff. Okay, and we got your $100 one membership of your original character, exclusive membership in the Tribulation Force at this level. Your original creation will participate in the Grand Society Splash page alongside the Tribulation Force team. Spotlight your great creation here, plus a print of the release, plus a digital and the print, and a thank you on our backers page. Limit it to 3. So only 3 extra characters for that page.
Yep.
But
And
that is a good page.
2 of them are gone.
Yes. So only 1 left. Yeah, I think I half thought of that, but I can't. I cooked 1, and I'm not sure what else I couldn't.
And
I'm not sure whether I wanted to spotlight any of my characters in here. So.
Yeah.
No offense.
None taken.
Super Grok reward package. This is a one-of-a-kind collectible package. This tier gets you the one-of-a-kind Grok drawing, a 9x12 drawing by Brendan and Brian Frame. Who are they? I don't know.
They've done a bunch of indie comics, and they do a lot of commission work. I mean, they're pretty popular in kind of the original art scene.
Okay, cool. Snakebit says, I can dig that. I guess the for the other tier before this, the one for getting your character in it.
Yeah,
original character.
Bring your character along. Be fun.
Yeah, 1 left. Let's see. And for this Super Cock one, along with the original art is the Chrome version of the Tribulation Force copy 0, a PDF copy, an aluminum Grok metal card. Only available in this tier. And there's only 1 of these, too. And a shout out on your thank page. So, and only 1. What if the person from this tier, the person that this tier was in somewhere other than the States?
This one is only available in the United States. Just because of the shipping cost would be too much.
Yeah. Well, usually you get them to pay the shipping cost. You don't pay it. So if they're willing to pay it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what to charge for the shipping cost for that. But if someone, someone sent me a message and they wanted it and they're in another country, we'd work something out for sure.
Okay. Okay. And we got our 150 tier, dollar tier. Original custom art by Luis Riviera. I think I've heard that name before.
Luis Riviera, yeah, he's done a bunch of indie comics. He's recently done one called Power Company, and he's done quite a bit. I can't think of the other ones offhand.
Okay, and indie comic superstar artist Luis Riviera will draw a piece of 11 by 17 page of original art for you. You choose your favorite character or original character for Lewis to draw. Limited 1 backer. And that's left. Wow, I wish I could get that. Could have afforded that. But
I'm really surprised that one's left because he's such a great artist.
Yeah.
And he recently, in one of the updates, we just posted some things that he's recently done commission-wise, and they're just spectacular. It's so worth the money.
Yeah. And the ones that are gone are pledges for the Christmas special, the 4 the basics. Which you guys can see this. I'm not going to go over too much because you can't get them anyways.
They're gone.
The early bird special Christmas one, $20. I think I got. Did I get early bird special 2? I think I got the power pack, or maybe I got the 20 off.
We've run a bunch of specials since we began.
I got no. That's the early bird. Which one did I get for? I thought I got a $40 one for the Christmas. And
there probably was a Chrome one on the $40 for the Christmas special. One of them was.
Let's see, stretch goals for $12.50. A behind the scenes PDF with previews, artwork, and scripts. You've unlocked that. It's still to be unlocked. The 1500. Can you say what these stretch goals are? Or
the 1500 stretch goal is actually going to be a postcard of the character, the Apostle, with a bit of his origin and on the back. So that'll be for everyone over the $10 pledge tier will get a free postcard.
Okay. Cool. And what is the $2,000 stretch goal?
I don't think we've decided yet. If we get near 2,000, we'll come up with something really super cool.
Okay. Let's see. Where are you guys at? I never looked at that. Oh, and of course the $40 Christmas special, all chromed out. This must be the one that you got. Oh yeah, you select it. Here's some free hipping in the United States.
Oh, how about that? You get free hipping.
Okay, now you get into the limit stuff. This package gets you the ultra limited chrome variant cover of numbers Tribulation Force 0. Not only is it extremely shiny and cool, it is limited to 25 copies. Basically, it's the chrome cover from down below, which we read earlier, I think. So, and you guys are at $1,337. You got 25 days to go.
We're actually at 1401 right now.
Pardon?
$1,401 right now.
Oh, somebody must have got something since I bring it up. So.
Oh, yours is Canadian. That's.
Oh no, I have it both. Oh yeah. Yeah,
we're $100 away from the next stretch goal.
Yeah. Yeah, $99 away from the stretch goal.
Almost there.
So I guess as soon as you get that stretch goal, you got to start figuring out what you might do for the next one.
Exactly. We'll think of something really cool, I'm sure.
And like I said, $25 to go. Okay, so I know I've seen a bunch of these characters on just on Facebook. I don't know a lot about them, so you want to maybe go over them?
Sure. Point to one and I'll tell you.
Okay, the guy with the cross on the shield and all that.
That would be the Apostle. So that's the Apostle John, like we were saying earlier. In this universe, he doesn't die. He's still alive and he gets captured. So the team's first mission is actually to liberate him from Vatican City.
Cool. And okay, I know his name, Thief in the Night.
That's Thief in the Night, right? And that's from the verse about Jesus returning like a thief in the night. So he is a MMA player, MMA. What do you call them? Fighter, and he's really into himself. He's very arrogant, and then his brother commits suicide. And he missed all the signs that his brother was depressed. So he goes into a depression. He runs into his old youth pastor and gets saved. And his friend he turns to is actually the guy flying on the next panel there with the hawk. His name is South Hawk, and he leads him to Christ and trains him to become a superhero. Cool.
And also another thing that you got, I know you got his name from, is some old Christian movies, because I was the one that commented about that.
That's right.
The Night, and you've got Distant Thunder right there.
Distant Thunder, yes. Not many people picked that up. I was, when I was a kid, my church used to show those movies every year, and they would literally scare the hell out of me. So quite literally. So I wanted to pay tribute to that in the Left Behind series. So we kind of put some of those Easter eggy kind of things in there.
Cool. So I just, as I was asking you, I think based on Facebook before, hail Raven, hail Ravens in the chat. It's just a troll, a good troll in the chat.
Oh, good. I can't actually see the chat.
But yeah, are you going to create a character, Prodigal Planet, and what was the other one? Image of the Beast.
Oh, Prodigal Planet. I have something I'm planning for that. Image of the Beast. I don't know. I haven't thought about that one yet.
I would think he'd be more like a supervillain.
Right. Those are in the back of my mind because I love those movies.
Yeah. And I think I said to you about Prodigal Planet, he sounds like he'd be a rock creature, a rock guy like the thing.
I was actually going to maybe have that be their base, the Prodigal Planet, their base of operations.
Oh, okay. That sounds good, too. Anyways, what is Distant Thunder's powers?
Distant Thunder actually doesn't have any powers yet. I haven't gotten that far. He's not in the first few issues, so I haven't actually worked out a whole lot about him yet.
Well, with him up in the air like that, I'd say flight.
Yeah, he flies. That's about as much as I've established about him so far.
Also, what I would say maybe, too, is maybe some sort of electrical powers. It's up to you, obviously, but, just with the thunder, it speaks lightning and all that. Especially with also the lightning bolt on his chest there.
Yeah, we've got a lightning character too, so I was thinking of maybe making him the counterpart, having some kind of thunder power or sonic power.
He's saying Snakebit is asking, so what is the roster for the book? Who's all going to be in the book?
The people on the left are actually the roster for the first
This
issue.
one. This
number
one right
0,
here is...
Right. Number 0 focuses on the history of the team, kind of their purpose of the team. And then the main story is actually the character on the left side down below with the glowing hands. His name is Raytheon. It's pretty much his story for the 0 issue.
Yeah, that's sort of what we're talking about. All the characters that you see here, the different powers. Some of them are, as Bill alluded to, not all of them are going to be in the first book, but some of them are.
Right.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are.
Most of them are in it to some degree, even if it's in panel, because the first 4 pages explain the premise of the book and what the team's mission is. So they're all littered out throughout the first story and the second story.
Okay. Okay. So who's the guy in the white and green here?
His name is Calvary. And
Calvary,
his power is basically the Holy Spirit gives him the power to negate someone that's coming up against him if he has enough faith. So if he's facing there on our website, every week we post weekly web adventures that are 1-page stories introducing the characters. And for his powers manifest, one of the villains that has fire powers comes and attacks him, and God gives him the power to freeze the villain. So he's kind of one of those characters. He comes up with the power to negate.
So his powers are always changing, basically. Whatever his defense,
and his faith has to be, at a good level. Because if he loses faith, he doesn't have any powers. So he has to constantly depend on God.
I like that. I've got something somewhat similar as a character. I call him the Radical Warrior. He's a surfer dude, but he's so in touch with the Holy Spirit. He's like the Spidey sense.
Right.
The Holy Spirit's always telling him, what's around the next corner or something like that.
But I tried to make the comic, really a good Christian comic, but not overly preachy. I think the problem not seeing with a lot of Christian comics is they try so hard to be Christian that they just come off being really kind of trite and preachy and, not be very enjoyable to read if you're not a Christian.
Yeah, true. And that's what I've done with mine. I have as you probably know from Facebook, I have a Christian comic book company as well. And I try and do the exact same, not be too preachy in my stuff, And that character that I was just talking about with mine is like a B or C lister hero.
Right.
Eventually he might make it up there, but he appears in the.
You gotta have some of them.
I introduce him in like one of my characters' books, but the next time you see him, I have no idea when. And actually, sorry.
I love creating characters, so I have probably like 100 different characters right now. I'll probably never use most of them, but just fun to do. And then if I ever need, cannon fodder, I have enough to kill off.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, and who is this guy with the flaming hand here next to the apostle?
That is Flame Shot. He was Flame Shot. He was a teenage runaway. He meets a mentor who he doesn't realize is actually a mob boss, and he becomes pretty much a mercenary. And then he finds out that the guy that was his surrogate dad is actually doing testing on him, and he develops these powers, flame powers.
Cool. And who's this other guy right in the corner?
That is Raytheon. He's the team's one of the team's inventors. So he has a metal that throughout his costume there's glowing parts, and they all work together to power his suit. And he basically can convert energy into different forms. So he can make blasts. He can do things kind of like Green Lantern, form objects, and
yeah, it's just what to say about Green Lantern. So
yeah, I just love that power, so I had to incorporate it somewhere.
Yeah, I understand. And of course, I know this guy is Biz. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Biz. And I gotta ask you, where did you come up with him?
I like insect characters like Blue Beetle and the Fly, so I wanted someone like that for my team. And his story is also on the website right now. He is a beekeeper, and he was doing research on the dwindling bee population, and he comes across these facts about the UN and the evil things that the United Nations are doing. So as he finds out this information, the UN comes to kill him, and our main character, whose name is Grok, comes and kind of saves him and helps him develop this superhero identity.
Cool. So he's just got basically maybe like bee-like type powers?
Yeah. So he shoots stingers, and his wings can make loud noises, and he flies.
Okay, we got some stuff in the chat here. Snakebit said, "Oh, fitting name. That was for. I'm not sure who that would have been for. Maybe for Flame Shot or the guy in the green and red. Well, it was before we came to.
Oh, okay.
And then we got Raven saying something about saying, "Hail, brother Joshua Hughes, Pope Raven's second in command, advisor, fan speaks, favorite troll, and the mightiest wrench." You just got to run with some of these people, but they're good people though. They're very good people. Joshua, he says, "Hail, brother, hail, Raven, thank you." Vane says, "Hail, Raven." Joshua Hughes says, "Hail, Raven." Snakebit says, yeah, some powers you just like. I think that was to he says, and then we got Hail, Raven saying, "Hail, Raven." And Snakebit says, "My character, for example, has hair manipulation. Ooh, an anti-globalist superhero."
Yeah. Definitely. There's some conspiracy theory in the book.
Yeah. He says, "I like that Calvary. I meant Calvary." I guess that's what he was saying for the fitting name.
Ah, okay.
And Vane says, "Why Kickstarter, not Indiegogo?"
No reason. I just knew Kickstarter, and I thought that'd be the easiest one, so I just went with it.
Yeah. I think as you were telling me off air, you knew more about Kickstarter. You didn't know too much about the Indiegogo, and that more of the comic stuff was on Indiegogo at the time.
And I'm
Probably.
thinking next time I'm going to try Indiegogo because it seems to be catching on a little more for comic books than it has in the
Yeah.
past.
And the other thing too, and it's up to you. You know, there's a spot for if you. I'm not sure whether you want to, and it's if you want to declare yourself "quote unquote" Comics Gate, they have something called IndieCron, which posts up your thing, and there's a link to it for more people to find too on the
Oh, that'd be
Indiegogos.
yeah, I'd like to see that.
But they are, and you could probably even get on there right now. But you've got to declare that you're Comics Gate. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
it's just because they were going before a couple days ago they were going, you can be Comicscape friendly or whatever, but some stuff has happened where people were saying something about doxing or whatever. I don't know the whole stuff, and
There's always some kind of drama. It's actually
yeah,
absolutely crazy.
that's the only problem I have with Comicscape. There always seems to be some new drama every week.
Well, people are just so in this liberal state of mind. Anything that doesn't agree with their worldview is, they just destroy. It's absolutely the most satanic kind of movement lately.
Yeah, yeah. So there's another way for you to get more known too.
Yeah,
Model
I
360.
definitely admire what they're doing.
No, no. Pixel has said that they are going strictly Comicsgate only. You have to say that you're Comicsgate. He said it on Mike's channel a couple days ago, and I had him on yesterday on my channel when I had that big, like 10 people on the panel, and he said, and because he said it on Mike's the day before, I got him to announce it on mine. Actually, you were on the panel for a bit.
So they're making people choose sides like tribes. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's not so much. It's just because there's so much baloney going around, And if you get on there, anyways, most people are thinking you're Comicsgate, anyway. So
Right. Well, if you're not liberal leaning, then you're Comicsgate, apparently.
yeah, and it's just with all the SJW crap in comics and all that.
Right. Well, even as I'm writing things and composing the team, I'm like, oh well, do I have enough diversity? Do I have and I had to stop myself and this is crazy. I don't need to. I'm just going to create what I create. I'm not going to be held to any kind of quotas or artificial standards.
Okay, Mondel's saying today he posted CG adjacent is still okay. Okay, I'm just going by what I heard, so right from his mouth. But anyways, okay, we got a couple.
Send me the link to that.
Yeah. Somebody, can you see the chat?
I can't see the chat.
Okay, here, give me a sec.
It says group chat, but there's nothing going on in it for some reason.
Group chat is just for anybody on the panel.
Oh, okay.
And I'll put that link right in our group chat here, and everybody's going to see the group there, right there. He put it in. Vane put it in the thing, and there's it in our group chat.
Oh. Okay.
So you can just click that. Or later on you can watch this stream, and the chat will be up there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So they got a whole bunch of different stuff,
Oh,
as you can see here.
Okay.
And they're going, and you can. And I'm actually pretty much every week I'm at this time slot I'm interviewing somebody usually from it, but since I know you from Facebook and all that, and I saw you had it up, I figured I'd get you going.
Oh, this is cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. Awesome.
Okay, what there? Tribulation Force. Okay, and who's this female character here?
That is Pink Spade, and she is the wife of Flameshot. And they
Wife?
both, yeah, she's the wife of
Flame-
Flameshot.
Okay, cool.
And they have a child, and their child is actually the villain in issue 0.
Oh, cool. Okay, Pigeon Milk's in the chat and says, "Hey Rick, how goes it?" It goes good. Glad to have you here. The Pigeon Milk, I had him on a couple weeks ago doing his book. He's there. That thing shows you a whole bunch of, I think they're pretty much all Indiegogo. There might be one or two that are Kickstarter, but
I didn't realize Indiegogo was becoming so popular.
Hey, yo.
Who do we have here?
This is my guest name. What's up, guys?
Oh, hey, Matt. Not Matt, Mike. This
Matt,
is Bill.
Mark, Melville, whatever. Call me whatever you want.
How did cross examinations go?
It went well. I'm sorry. I started that very late, so I forgot that I was supposed to jump on here earlier.
Oh, no problem.
But gotta do the ministry.
Yeah, for sure. This is Bill. I don't want to mess up his last name. Raupp. Raupp.
Hello.
Raupp. All right. Bill Raupp.
He has his own Christian comic company called Grok Comics, and he's got a book out called Tribulation Force. Oh, that's something that Mike told me a couple weeks ago that when I was on his show. How are you getting around the whole Left Behind thing? With their second book being called Tribulation Force.
Yeah,
I think I'm so far off the radar, they're not going to know who I am. So we'll deal with that at some point, I'm sure.
Okay, well, we figured we'd ask.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
the original title was The Tribulation Squad, but I hated it, and I liked Force so much better. I said, we'll roll a dice and see what happens.
Well, I mean, it's the title of a very, very well-known book that was also made into a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Well, actually, I'm not sure what they did get to the second book with what's his name?
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah,
it
Kirk Cameron.
It was a pretty awful movie too.
You might want to stop screen sharing.
Oh yeah.
You're like in.
Yeah. I just figure out who came into the thing.
It's just me, man. It's just me. Oh, you're on Kickstarter. Why are you on Kickstarter?
That seems to be the question of the night.
Yeah, for real.
I went with what I know.
Yes, and he's just finding out that a little. I'm not sure how much he knew before getting on here with me beforehand about Comicsgate. I told him a little bit about it, So, he seems all right with it, but I'm not sure whether he's, But I figured I knew him from, Facebook. He's in a couple groups that I'm in. I'd show him some support.
I appreciate that
as a fellow Christian.
Right on. Just gonna be hard to get the guys over to Kickstarter.
Yeah, but
Kickstarter had gone down so much for a few years there. That was kind of the spot to be for indie comics.
Oh, really? Was it?
It was. Well, people like Short Fuse Comics had done really well, and some of the other larger indie people.
Well,
also Lady Death is on here too, right?
Brian Polito still does all of his stuff on Kickstarter, but he's the whole Comicsgate thing has become just this, monster.
Well, what I was thinking was when this one is over, doing an Indiegogo campaign after it.
Right. Yeah, Rob Liefeld did that with his.
Yeah, and then he never delivered. How many years was it that he did Brigade? And then
I don't know.
That was pretty shady. He did the Brigade campaign like 5 years ago, never delivered, and then did the Indiegogo campaign again for the same book. I was like, yeah, it's a little shady.
Well, I wasn't following. I just know he did the Indiegogo. Edwin Boyette, happy birthday.
Hey, Edwin. Thanks for joining.
To you.
Edwin, this is Bill from Grok Comics. He has, unfortunately, a Kickstarter at the moment for a book called Tribulation Force. Which we were talking about a little bit about why. Yeah, I'm not sure whether you heard before you came in. Basically, he did know most of the indie comics, or the good indie comics, were over on Indiegogo. So, and I know I said to both of you in my my Twitter to you that superheroes in the tribulation, it's superheroes trying to stop the Antichrist coming to power before he's supposed to.
Oh.
So that was my bad.
You were close.
How do they know when he's supposed to?
Well, they know that it's not the time, and he is trying to rise. We're using the pre-tribulation rapture, so.
Edwin.
The Antichrist won't rise till after the rapture.
Got it. Yeah. Well, yeah, and you see certain things. There's a sequence of events, right? The temple has to be reconstructed. The red heifer has to be sacrificed. You'll see the two witnesses and so forth.
The two witnesses are a big signal.
Yeah, and then there is Damascus will have to become uninhabitable.
Right.
And that has not occurred yet. And
right.
So
we used the premise that there's a pre-tribulation rapture and that the Antichrist is trying to ascend, which most people won't know, but the lead character, God, is actually giving him a vision and telling him to go and do these things. So,
got it.
He's just taking it all on faith.
Okay, well, that's not a bad premise for Mike said, "Oh no," because I have some different theological views, but long and short of it, I mean, if you're getting into superheroes already, we all understand that there are some fantastical elements,
right?
And, if it gives a chance for some people to lead people to the Bible and lead people to faith or even encourage faith, I'm okay with that. I don't know that I need to argue over fine theological points.
Well, I've given up on that a long time ago. People ask, are you pre, mid, or post? And I say, L.A. Marzulli, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He always says, I'm a pan-tribulationist. It'll all pan out in the end. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I've come to say. I want it pre, but I'm pan. It's all going to pan out the way it's gonna.
Right.
And
no matter what happens,
when the rapture, I'm going. That's all that matters.
Right. And I'll stand in faith no matter what happens. So doesn't really matter.
Edwin, happy birthday. Also, Edwin, happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Edwin, you're muted, or your mic's not working.
Am I unmuted now?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. All right, so in a comic Milu that accepts that the God of the Bible is real, and the events of the Bible are prophetic and are going to happen, what is the source of the superpowers?
Well, the one thing I wanted to have was actually no superpowers. They're all derived from either costumes or devices. Well, except one character gets, superpowers from the Holy Spirit. He has to have faith. And if his faith isn't enough, he doesn't have power. So I tried to make the villains have superpowers because they go through this red baptism where they get a demon in them that gives them the superpowers. But that the heroes actually don't have any superpowers.
Got it. No supernatural powers or no mutants or anything like that. It's either technology, except for the one character who has faith-based powers. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. How do you do that? And kind of keep it Christian, so we figure we won't give anybody superpowers. Solve that really quickly.
So how is your Kickstarter doing? Are you because it looked like you had very modest goals.
Yeah, we put $1,000 goal. We're at 1,400 right now, which
Okay.
with the limited
They
kind
are
of
funded.
advertising. Yeah, we're funded. So with the limited advertising and things we did, I was, I'm okay with it for the first Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Here it is, Edwin. I'm sharing it now, so if you can see it,
yeah, it's good looking
the-
art. Are you the artist for this or?
I'm the writer. We have a variety of artists, a lot of them overseas who are doing the art. There's actually 3 artists who are working on 3 different stories.
Okay, so now will each arc then have consistent art throughout, or?
Yes. I'm actually, it was using it as a test run for the artists. So I think I've chosen one who's going to be the artist going forward.
All right, so how many pages is your final product?
It's 24 pages.
24 pages. Okay.
Is it 20? Yes, 24 pages.
Wow. Are you paying for any of this out of pocket?
I am paying for it all out of pocket. Yeah, I've taken a new job. I work at a boarding school, so I have no rent, no utilities, and a lot of time on my hands. So it's been a blessing. It's worked out well, so I've been able to self-fund it.
Okay, how many total backers do you have?
Yeah,
Here,
it's
let's
me.
see.
Backers.
So far, there are 54
51?
backers at the moment.
54 backers. Okay. All right,
With
so
25 days to go.
how many have you decided how many copies you're going to print once you close out your campaign?
Well, we're doing this through Grok Comics, so they're going to be doing all the printing. So we haven't actually discussed how many they're printing up.
Okay. Grok Comics. Okay, so what does the Kickstarter will kind of help you recapture some of the cost, and $1,000 if you're only going to print, I guess if you're only going to print a couple 100 copies, that should cover your printing and your shipping. Your shipping is probably going to work out to be about $10 a book. Or who's doing fulfillment for you?
Me.
Okay. But right now you've only got 54 to mail out, which is not horrible, but assume that goes up some. If say you have 100 to mail out, when you're all said and done, you've got about $1,000 in shipping cost.
I think we estimated that each book is going to be about $5 for shipping. Three something to mail out, and then the mailer.
Are you using the Gemini mailer or?
I haven't decided. I was going to just use a standard kind of cardboard photo mailer and bag and board the books.
Because a lot of people, and presumably since you're going to have a Christian audience, they might be more charitable with you. But a lot of times backers get really upset if books come to them and they're bent up or a corner is bent. People can be kind of disappointed with that.
The mailers that most of the Kickstarters I backed have come in have been like the standard thick cardboard mailers, and they've always arrived, in decent
good shape.
I've never had a damaged one, so I think that seems like it'd be the most cost effective.
Okay, so in the 24 book, is it roughly divided up into eight-page arcs, or how does that work? Because you were talking about 3 different artists.
Yeah, there is the main story is 11 or 12 pages, and then there's a story called History Lesson, which is a history of heroes in this universe, and that's 4 pages. And then there's a 3-page story that just tells the premise of the Tribulation Force.
Okay. And so this is primarily to introduce people to the to set the stage for this story, yeah?
Exactly. And then issue 1 will start their first mission.
That's great. Well, if you decide to continue on with this, you may want to move over to Indiegogo. A lot of people.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking that after this is over, I might run an Indiegogo campaign for the same book. See if we can maybe capture a different audience over there.
It may be possible. I know at least for and did Cross tell you about Comicsgate and about some of what's been going on with like our independent Comicsgate scene? Has he oriented you to that at all?
Yeah, he just is it IndieCron? He just showed me the website.
Well, I told him a little about Comicsgate itself. Just skim the surface. I didn't want to get in too deep on
Yeah.
this show in particular. I just wanted to.
And I am familiar with Comicsgate and kind of what they stand for.
Right.
Especially seeing them demonized on the Bleeding Cool site. Well, anything that's not social justice warrior is demonized there anyway. So
yeah. Now Comicsgate overall is a secular phenomena, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's political in a way, but kind of apolitical. But it's definitely a secular phenomenon. But like Mike draws a strong Christian audience. In fact, we just popped over from a show he does called Cross Examinations, where we look at different things about Christianity and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I run a ministry called CYI Worldwide, which is a Christian youth initiative, and we used to do daily podcasts and radio shows on Blog Talk Radio. I actually just eased out of that in the last year because, as you know, being online and doing Christian things online is not the easiest thing in the world. Trolls and being attacked, and I said, I'm done with this. I'm just going to write my comic book, and the main reason I actually decided to do the comic book is because I wanted a new ministry outlet. I do a lot of street ministry and things like that. So the one thing I felt God was really calling me to was to reach out to people in, comic books and sci-fi, since they are so, there's so much hatred towards anything to do with God in our comic community. So this was actually a gateway to get to conventions and be able to kind of minister to people.
No, it is. Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So when are you looking at distributing your comic book?
Well, it's pretty much done. It needs to be lettered. So it should ship about 30 days after the Kickstarter ends, 30 to 45 days.
Okay. And who is doing the lettering for you?
He's going to kill me, but I don't remember his name.
Oh, that's okay. But you've got a professional letterer for you.
Yeah. I have someone who I really like, so can't remember his name though.
Hey guys, I didn't mean to pop in and out like this, but my wife dinner's ready. If you're on later, I will pop back on.
Good meeting you.
All right, guys.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to go very shortly myself. My wife is baking a cake, but we're getting ready to go out to dinner. But yeah, I definitely wanted to come in and say hello because don't see a lot of crowd-funded Christian-oriented comic books.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about it, and I'm blessed that God's given me the forum to do it. So hopefully He'll provide more money.
Now, will you be able to retain these particular artists? Have you talked to them?
I am speaking with them, and I'm hoping to retain. There's one that I'd like to use going forward for the main book, so he seems pretty receptive to it.
Very cool.
And I believe he's Muslim, so it'll be interesting to see what he gets out of it.
How about that?
So that's interesting. But everything happens for a reason. So.
Yeah, that is fan. Well, I guess he doesn't see the lettered comic, but he has to get your story notes. Presumably too, he must be an English speaker, so he's looking at your script, and yeah,
he is. So it's very interesting. We'll see what happens.
That's very good. All right, well, let's stay in touch, and
definitely.
And I think I shot you. I thought I shot you a message on Twitter. You are on Twitter, right, Bill?
I am. I don't do Twitter too much. I'm just starting to get into it. So if you sent me a message, I might not have even noticed it. I'll have to look.
Okay. Stay in touch with me because I'm certainly. Go ahead.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Cross, are you okay? That was
Yeah. Where'd he go?
Cross, are you okay? Sounded like he may have just fallen off his chair.
And we didn't get it on video. It's okay.
What? Cross, are you all right, brother?
Maybe he's
I'll,
muted.
I will stay here for a minute until the host returns. Cross, I see him popping up, but I can't hear him saying anything.
Uh-oh.
Cross, you may have to turn on your camera and communicate to us through the medium of interpretive dance.
Or maybe his connection conked out.
Well, when his image comes up like that, that means he's talking. Let's see.
Oh.
He said he went all robot earlier. Let me see. Let me pop. Yeah, I see you talking in there. Cross, can you hear us? That is funny. That is funny. What made you decide to launch the campaign on Kickstarter, or is that just what you were familiar with? Because I guess Kickstarter's been going for what, 15 years now?
It's been quite a while, and you know, some of the books I've backed have all been on Kickstarter. I've never seen a whole lot on Indiegogo up until Comicsgate, and they've done some incredible numbers. But I didn't know which one to do, so I just said I'll roll the dice and go with Kickstarter to start out, since I'm new to this whole thing.
Well, if you look at the books that wind up on IndieCron, and I know the guys who run the IndieCron website, I think IndieCron artists who choose to have their creators. Sorry about that. I live right by a hospital. I'm probably getting blown out by some.
Oh, and there he is.
All right, what I was going to say.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we sure can.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. I was hearing you guys fine, and then you guys couldn't hear me or whatever.
We hear you now.
I thought I heard like a scream of pain. I was concerned that you had fallen off your chair, Cross.
No, I just hit my cord, my earphone cord, and don't know what happened. And doing that, I think it went wacky.
Yeah.
I was gonna say for people too. Do you still have it where if you they get on your mailing address, they get the free card?
Absolutely. If you sign up for the mailing list, we will send you out a free trading card. And I think we're still sending out South Hawk right now.
Yeah. So, and although we never got over him, so.
And every month we offer a new card. That's the plan.
And sorry about that noise. My wife is making my birthday cake in the background. So between Cross falling off the chair, between the sirens and the blender, it has been an interesting live stream. But I have, Vinold says Edwin sent ambulances to your way. Cross, do you hear them?
Yeah, I heard them.
But I need to get ready as soon as the cake comes out of the oven. We're gonna go eat some dinner. But it was very nice to meet you, Bill.
Likewise.
And please stay in touch.
I definitely will. I'll look up your message on Twitter.
And if you decide to try it out on the Indiegogo side, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to introduce you to the guys at IndieCron. IndieCron is separate from Indiegogo, but if you get listed on IndieCron, there's almost a guarantee that most of the people who purchase Comicsgate or back Comicsgate comics will see your book.
Oh, that's awesome. I think we're going to actually do the Indiegogo right after this campaign's over. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I was telling him about IndieCron earlier, and he's going to be probably contacting Pixel, although he doesn't know who Pixel is at the moment.
All right. Aloha, gentlemen, and God bless.
All right. God bless you.
Okay. I was going to say, Muttman, if you want to pop in, I gave you the link, you and Dan. They're another couple, well, they're Christians, but they just had a book that was on Indiegogo. They did not get funded. Unfortunately, they did the wrong time of year, most likely.
Yeah, rough time of year to do it. But I just wanted to get the book out there, so I said, I'll just try, see what happens.
Yeah. And you had a low goal, which I think is what helped you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they would have had the goal that you did, they would have got funded too. They were going for 8,500.
Oh,
They
wow.
got just over. They got just over 2,000,
Mm.
almost 3,000 or 2.5.
It's a rough task to raise this money.
Yeah, and then especially at Christmas time,
Right.
just before Christmas time, for you guys, Thanksgiving and Christmas, so close together,
Right.
it doesn't help, But like I said, you guys got funded. You got 25 days more to go. With
Yeah,
hopefully you guys will reach your thing. Like I said, if you contact Pixel Trader, he's the one guy there's 3 of them that run Indicron,
Mhm.
but he's the one that started it up.
Well, I'm definitely going to look him up. The name sounds
all his
familiar.
information should be on all that information should be on there. I've had him on my thing a couple times. So if you contact him, hopefully even before the end of your campaign, you can get on Indicron.
That'll be the first thing I do tomorrow. I'm going to definitely be on that.
Twix is asking, did I watch her animation? I don't think I did yet. I haven't watched any. I haven't went over to your channel. I will tomorrow, as long as I remember, after church, or maybe depending what time I get up. But probably after church, I will try to remember to watch it, Twix.
Well, I actually have to get back to work.
Oh, okay. So
you guys haven't seen all the people that are in the background kind of signaling me and writing me notes over here. Trying to multitask.
I did not realize this was during your work time. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
it's just the normal time I do. Yeah. And the other thing I would suggest that you might do is start up your own YouTube channel. I know you're not an artist.
I haven't used it much. I posted the video for the Kickstarter on there, and I got a bunch of flack, and it reminded me why I don't use YouTube anymore. Someone asked, "Are you adding and subtracting from the scriptures?" And I'm like, "It's a comic book. Get a grip,"
It's like you just ignore people like that.
I should be used to it. I've got so much of it from preaching and teaching that I think I'd be immune.
Yeah, there's so many people. There's so many different beliefs on this stuff.
Right.
You can't please everybody.
Exactly, and nor do I want to. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so like I said, that's all. This is also a way to build up a bigger audience, interact with your fans, people who are liking your stuff. I know you're not the artist, but I'm not sure what you can do since you're not the artist.
Right. That's good that I'm glad I got the book out there.
Yeah. I'm the artist, so I do a lot of drawing. I've come up with other stuff, to put on my channel. So.
Well, thanks again for having me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I hope you get some backers out of this. His link is in the description for anybody who wants to go check it out. You can get in for $5.
Yep.
Get a digital copy.
You should get in for $100 though.
Yeah, you would like them to get the $100 deals, but not everybody can afford those $100. Let them know that they can get in for a cheap amount. Yes, there's stuff that they can get in for a higher amount,
and we tried to make it fun. There's all kinds of fun
doesn't
stuff.
Doesn't have to break your bank to get this.
Absolutely, appreciate anything.
Yeah, help them get to that. Even do the $10 one, because that way, when he reaches his stretch goals, you get the extra stuff.
And we're going to have some really cool stuff. So,
since you're saying you have to get back to work, I guess this is going to be the end of the stream. Well, I'm not sure what I can do unless open it. I'm not sure. I'll probably just end it. I'll go watch Twix's animation. Yeah, PS Melter put the link to it in the chat, so that's good too. Thank you, Melter. But yeah, if you're ever in my chat and you want to pop on, not that you said you don't do a lot, I'm more than willing to send you a link and let you come on.
Definitely. I'd
Just,
appreciate it. I'd
just
like to
talk
do that.
and,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying. I tried a few months ago to build up the Christian community that we have on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
and bring them over here and get them doing this stuff.
Right.
Get people out there known, Melchizedek, he was on the guy that does the Melchizedek comic.
Yep.
He was on Talk and Draw a week or so ago.
I find it's very hard to get Christians together to do anything together. As terrible as that sounds, it's very hard for some reason. We don't dwell together in unity very well.
Vane saying thanks, Bill. Model 316 said he's going to tweet your book out.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So you're getting support here.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
This community is very good, and and it's a good way to build your community too. If you want to start the YouTube and figure out what you can do,
and if anyone wants to follow me on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Grok558, GROK558. Always love having new Facebook friends.
Yeah, if you want to put the link to that in our little group chat here, if you can get it off Facebook, and I'll put that in the description of the video. That way people can go and find that easy enough.
Great. That's in there.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna hit it and hopefully.
Is that Morgan Cryer you have on your wall under Carmen?
Pardon?
Who's beneath Carmen?
What was that? Oh, Mark Woodley. I'm not sure whether you've ever.
Oh, okay.
He was a more local Canadian artist.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so I got that. So okay. So I'd say, show for yourself. Say where people can find you. Well, you said about Facebook. You're on Facebook, Twitter. You say you're on YouTube here. What are you on YouTube here?
It's CYI Worldwide.
Okay. Okay, you got that one too. Okay, so both those, they are yet to be in the description, but in the 5 minutes of me getting off of here, they will be in the description. So I'd like to send out a special thank you to Edwin and Mike for jumping in. It was good to have them here. And thank you for coming on, Bill, and sharing.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. And everybody can find me here on thing, and as well as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on my website. Oh, you said you have a website too, right?
Mm-hmm. It's CYIworldwide.com.
CYI.com?
CYIworldwide.com.
Oh, okay.
And there's a link there to Grok Comics also.
Okay. Oh, you put the second link you put in here was for your website, not for your YouTube.
Yeah, there's links on there for YouTube and all other things that we have.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's very good. Okay, so I guess that's about it. Go ahead.
All right. Well, God bless you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you Monday on the high noon for the live draw. Okay. Bye for now. God bless. Everyone, have a great, wonderful day.